So with Xenoverse 2 being playable at Japan Expo next week and at Anime Expo this Friday, the unofficial rumour is that there will be a new trailer shown which will show off new transformations for our created characters. So with that being said, and with the news that came out recently, I want to do a new transformation video of what I now think our created characters will be given. So this bit of news that I'm talking about is that it's been confirmed that there will be no new races added for our created characters, or at least there's no plans to add any new races. Whether or not this will change as part of DLC later on, it's unknown. So to start off with, let's talk about the transformations and power-ups that every single race should be given. Kaioken times 3 and Kaioken times 20 should be a power-up, much like in Xenoverse 1, that every race should be given, and I'm pretty sure it will be. Like in my previous transformation discussion video, Unlock Potential should be given to every race as well as a transformation, and to add to this, I would say give Unleash Potential to everyone as well, not just humans. The reason I say this is because we see the Grand Elder Guru unlocking your potential in a screenshot, and we also see the Elder Kai in a different screenshot. So to me, it just makes sense to give Unlock and Unleash Potential to the Elder Guru and Elder Kai respectively, because we know that both of those characters will be in the game. Villainous mode should be given to everyone, and like I've already mentioned before, I think that the Margin Seal or Margin Awakening should also be given to every race, and maybe like in the Burcol series, it should activate when you're very low on health. Or at the very least, they should just give us a Margin Emblem accessory. I think there will be one new power-up and transformation added that every single race will be able to use. The power-up being the Tree of Might fruit, and the transformation something that's very crazy but would make a lot of fans extremely happy. What if we fuse with our Xenoverse 1 character? I wouldn't make this a fusion dance or Potara fusion, but rather a new fusion that would be easy to program, and for the sake of argument, let's call this new fusion the Z Spirit fusion. One possible way this could work would be using the race that you pick for your Xenoverse 2 character, but with features from your Xenoverse 1 hero, such as what eyes you picked, what mouth, what nose, you know, stuff like that. But the downside to that would be if your Xenoverse 1 character was a Sane and you pick a Freezer race for your Xenoverse 2 character, it may look very strange because the Freezer race and humans and Sanes have different eye options, but it's just something that could happen. So now let's move on to race exclusive transformations, starting with the Sanes. There's two things I need to say first. Firstly, the Super Saiyan 1 and 2 hair options need to be fixed, and secondly, I don't think every single race has to have the same number of exclusive transformations. I believe that this will just make the whole thing feel forced and just take away from what it's supposed to be, which ultimately is fan service. So with that being said, I think the Saints will be given at least 4 transformations, these being Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan God. I know I said in my previous video that I think Super Saiyan Blue will be included rather than Super Saiyan God, but looking back and taking more time to think about it, I think they won't give us Super Saiyan Blue just because at the moment that's the ultimate Saiyan transformation, and I just don't think they'll give it to everyone immediately. Super Vegeta 1 and 2 should be changed to Ascended Super Saiyan and Ultra Super Saiyan. At the very least, Super Vegeta 1 should be renamed to Ascended Super Saiyan, because that's literally what it is. I think the Super Saiyan Villainous mode should be given out, just because they're in the game and they're not doing anything. I'm talking about Villainous mode Super Saiyan 1, 2, and if they want to really go for it, Super Saiyan 3, but not Super Saiyan God, because Tower and Demigra's dark magic doesn't affect deities. But that would be a really cool thing to see. I've already mentioned that I don't think Super Saiyan 4 will be included, and now that they've confirmed that normal races will be added, I don't really see what the point of adding Super Saiyan 4 will be if they just add Super Saiyan God. I mean, sure, it'll be good for fan service, but honestly, I don't think you need both of them. I still think the full Super Saiyan will be added, but not as a transformation, but rather as a power-up, maybe like how the poses work in Xenoverse 1. And finally, I think there's a bigger possibility of making your own transformations rather than Legendary Super Saiyan being included, so don't expect it. And next, humans. So in my previous video I said that I think humans should be given Unleash Potential as their exclusive transformation, but given the screenshot we've seen of Elder Kai, I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly can't think of an exclusive transformation just for humans, so I propose that instead of giving them their own unique transformation, they would instead have faster ki and stamina recovery, and be able to maintain power-ups and transformations much easier. Namekians. I don't think giant transformations will be something we get now, just because of how they've been talking about boss battles. So I would still give them their red-eyed power-up form, but now I will give them a Namekian fusion. The way I think this should work would be if you were progressing through the story mode in Xenoverse 2, or just exploring the Namek social space, you would come across a half-dead Namekian, maybe from the hands of a villainous mode Frieza or one of his henchmen. You would be given the option to merge with him, much like Nail and Piccolo in the Namek saga. Next, the Frieza race. There's nothing I would change here. As you're creating your Frieza race character, you are creating their base form, and depending on which options you pick will determine which transformations you're given. So for example, if you picked head option 1 with mouth option 4, you would be given the second Xenomorph transformation option, and then your final form would be based off which Xenomorph option you're given, and then the same case goes for your ultimate golden evolution. And finally, the Buu race. I'm still sticking to the idea that they should be given a pure form, much like Majin Buu's original form, which is Kid Buu, but I don't think they should be given a super form. I say this because I think instead they should just give us the option to create a tall, slim male Majin. But now I will give them an absorption technique, which could kind of work like a transformation, but the way I would make this work would be you would absorb your opponent in battle, and your clothing would change to the same colour as your opponent, and you'd also copy their moveset. I just think that would be a very nice touch, and that is going to be it for this video. Please do let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you next time.